Acrobatic paragliding is one of those beautiful, exhilarating, athletic activities that I wouldn't do in a million years. But the man in our next video loves the intense rush of living close to the edge and sometimes going over it. July 27th, 2022, Organya, Spain. This man, Swiss-born acro-paraglider Kevin Phillip, has come to this small mountain town to strap on a wing and sail among the clouds. Paragliding differs from skydiving in that it allows you to generate lift from your glider wing and fly out over the terrain as opposed to opening a chute in the midst of a free fall. The term was first coined by NASA in the 1960s.
Paragliding is a really free sport. You're alone in the air. You have to make all your decisions by yourself.
As Kevin soars 2,000 feet in the air, he attempts an advanced acro-paragliding move which he calls a twisty misty, a controlled 360-degree spin at a high pitch, when suddenly it gets a little too twisty. Kevin's helmet camera and another on the ground are rolling as the cords twist and wrap around him as if he's trapped in a spider web.
This is called gift wrap. The whole glider was hanging from me straight up, and there was not a lot of surface to catch my falling.
They call it gift wrap because it involves the paraglider getting wrapped up in their glider's sail. Kevin falls out of control, approaching terminal velocity, the maximum speed an object can drop depending on what it is.
In the belly parallel to Earth position, terminal velocity can be approximately 120 miles per hour. There is a point of no return where you must open up your parachute.
Kevin reaches for one of his reserve parachutes, to no avail.
The first one is a base canopy for base jumpers, but this system wasn't working due to me being in the lines.
As Kevin continues to plunge, he immediately looks to his second reserve chute.
On the way actually to throw it, I already realized that a lot of lines are going over this pocket where this rescue is in.
Unable to release the first two reserve parachutes, Kevin is only seconds away from certain death. When we do stories like this, we always want to underscore that paragliding has a lower fatality rate than driving. And clearly, Kevin lived to tell us his tale. But still, how did things go so wrong here? And what did he do to save himself? All the problems started when Kevin got hit by an errant gust of strong wind.
Kevin was trying to begin an acro maneuver in his paraglider, and the attitude of the wing became too low of an angle of attack for the air mass. The wing collapsed.
Shapiro notes that when Kevin's twisty misty turned into a gift wrap, he did the right thing. As you can see right here, he checked his terrain clearance.
Terrain clearance is what we refer to as just the process of looking down to see how much time we have between us and the ground. His first reaction wasn't to try and fix the problem. It was to deploy his reserve parachute, which is exactly what he should have done.
But why did Kevin's reserve chute also fail?
His malfunction was still causing him to spin during his descent, and that pretty readily wrapped his primary reserve up into the wreckage and didn't allow the reserve to come out of the deployment bag.
Now, at the last second, Kevin's training kicks in.
There was almost no time to really get scared. I learned how to manage my fear. It's quite important to keep a cool head.
So what it looks like ended up happening is he physically grabbed the parachute out of the deployment bag by tearing the deployment bag off and throwing it, getting it into clear airspace.
So I got a clear thought and I re-grab it, and then I open it in very last second. And yeah, that was the move which saved my life.
I've rarely seen somebody that tangled up in their gear and still able to get a reserve out cleanly.
If Kevin had deployed his final emergency backup chute even 1 second later, that extra time may have made all the difference, causing more injuries or potentially even death when he hit the ground.
Oh my God!
One thing's for sure, it won't be the last time Kevin takes flight.
It's pure freedom for me and pure joy. And there is not much else to compare with that feeling.
The takeaway? We're with Shapiro on this one. Kevin's calm and quick decision to take the rescue parachute out of its deployment bag saved his life. We're just glad his terminal velocity wasn't as terminal as it could have been.